Hey Warriors, Bill with Christian Biker Nation. Hey, I just thought I'd throw something together here for those of us who have friends, family members, and things like that that are still not really paying that much attention to what's going on in the world. This just has to do with the narrative that's being pushed out there, and I know a lot of people, they say that this stuff is all made up and whatever, but here's just some evidence. Some of this stuff is pretty old, even back from 2013, and it was funny because it was being made a joke on one of the talk shows, and you can hear the people laughing about it and stuff like that. The unfortunate thing is, as things go on, that manipulation isn't funny anymore. And this isn't a political statement of any, you know, I'm not trying to push right or left or whatever. All I'm just saying is it is what it is. And after watching it, I don't think that you can deny it. So let's go ahead and we'll just go through this real quick.
A lot of people think the big news stories these days are, well, a judge ruling against snooping by the NSA, or the big fight in Congress over the new proposed budget. A lot of people say those are the big stories. But judging by local news, and I've been looking at a lot of local news, there's an even bigger story that's sweeping the nation right now.
Who are you really shopping for this holiday season? It's okay, you can admit it, if you've bought an item or 2 or 10 for yourself.
In consumer news, economic factors may take some spring out of the Easter Bunny step this year.
Economic factors may take some spring out of the Easter Bunny step this year.
Economic factors may take some spring out of the Easter Bunny step this year.
Economic factors may take some spring out of the Easter Bunny step this year.
Economic factors may take some spring out of the Easter Bunny step this year.
Economic factors may take some spring out of the Easter Bunny step this year.
Economic factors may take some spring out of the Easter Bunny step this year.
Economic factors may take some spring out of the Easter Bunny step this year.
Economic factors may take some spring out of the Easter Bunny step this year.
Campaign can get a little salty.
The final days of the campaign can get a little salty.
The final days of the campaign can get a little salty.
The final days of the campaign can get a little salty.
The final days of the campaign can get a little salty.
The final days of the campaign can get a little salty.
Well, the final days of the campaign can get a little salty.
Could this be the end of email overload?
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 Folks, the president has manufactured one heck of a political crisis for himself.
Donald Trump is manufacturing a national security crisis.
You will hear them say is that this is a manufactured crisis. It's not a national security crisis.
From Nancy Pelosi down to Debbie Wasserman Schultz or anybody else who will give him a dime for this project.
Because it's manufactured.
It's a manufactured crisis for the president to get a political win.
We have a president who will go on TV tonight and lie and lie and lie some more. This is a manufactured crisis.
Actions of the Trump presidency revealed the dishonorable fact of the president's betrayal of his oath of office. The president has been exposed violating his oath of office.
The president of the United States has betrayed his oath of office.
Violations of his oath to the Constitution.
Unprecedented breach of the oath of office.
Betrayals of his oath of office.
The president has admitted enough. We have got enough information at this point.
He's already confirmed what he's done in broad daylight.
We've basically got a confession.
He's already confessed to this crime.
The president has already admitted.
The president admits he did it.
The White House and the State Department continue to orchestrate this massive cover-up.
We are watching a cover-up by the president of the United States.
They've been in the business of trying to cover up.
Implicated in a cover-up.
There's a cover-up.
The cover-up, the attempted cover-up.
To interfere with the Congress's ability to call before it relevant witnesses will be considered as evidence of obstruction.
Trump's strategy, it's pretty clear. Obstruct, deflect, confuse.
Obstructing justice, refusing to comply with the congressional inquiry.
It is obstruction of justice. It's bribery.
A lot of the committees have documented obstruction of justice.
All of this obstruction from the White House and from the president specifically.
He's using the abuse of power in every element of the presidency.
The heart of the abuse of power.
This gross abuse of power.
You could say it was an abuse of power.
There has been an abuse of power. Abuse of power.
And that is an obviously impeachable abuse of power.
There's Jessica Headley.
And I'm Ryan Wolf.
Our greatest responsibility is to serve our
Treasure Valley communities,
the El Paso, Las Cruces communities,
Eastern Iowa communities,
Mid-Michigan communities.
We are extremely proud of the quality, balanced journalism that CBS 4 News produces.
But we are concerned about the trouble and trend of irresponsible, one-sided news stories plaguing our country.
Plaguing our country.
The sharing of biased and false news has become all too common on social media. More alarming, some media outlets publish these same fake stories without checking facts first.
The sharing of biased and
false news has become all too common on social media.
More alarming, some media outlets publish these stories simply aren't true without checking facts first.
Unfortunately, some members of the media use their platforms to push their own personal bias and agenda to control exactly what people think. And this is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
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 So there you have it. Just thought that was pretty interesting and stuff that people need to know. We've been being played as a people, as a nation, for a long time. That stuff goes back, a lot of it, into the early, like 2010, 11, 12, 13, but it's been going on for longer than that. So at any rate, I just suggest that if you are interested in the truth, you should probably start looking at alternative places, and usually the best way to do it is just to research it yourself. Turn off the television, get onto the computer, go to some place like DuckDuckGo, get off of Google because their search results are manipulated and filtered. The stuff that's obviously on Facebook is filtered. They've shut people down like Parler. People are getting kicked off Twitter. So if you want the truth, you have to look for it and you have to find it yourself. And that's all I'm encouraging people to do, is research it for yourself. And you're going to find out that that all of this stuff is being manipulated, and we've been for a long time. So at any rate, God bless you guys. Take care. Till next time, peace, and keep the shiny side up.